Huge crash on the front straightaway.
He's off again. Oh, a huge off.
Big crash, up and over.
Winfield leads at Druids Corner, Boardley scything through into fourth, Brickley is out wide, they're all banging doors, proper last stage goal, Cotter around off the front of Carl Boardley though, in front of the pack, that is Matthew Wilson and Scott Sumpton. Big damage done as they come down the hill, others get involved as well, try and get up the inside, whilst Boardley has a bit of an oversteer moment, almost the same thing, and Ash Shepherd goes around, and that is Joe Marshall towards the barrier. Did he make contact with it? Yes he did. Shepherd bounces back on as well in the black number 96 car, two wheels in the dirt, gets back going again and still seems to be settled into fourth place. There's contact further back though, and around goes the number 9, that's Porter Aitken, contact with Alex Berg.
Quinn this time looking to the outside line, looking for that undercut, which he almost has, but again with the traction, there's contact, and then Walken literally cannot see because the front kind of cowling has come up across him, and there's the halo and then there's that, and that's not going to pass very much, is it? But I shouldn't really joke. He's trying to push the cowling out of the way, and he's actually not going to ride the rest of the race looking as the side of it is. That's extraordinary.
I have never seen that happen before, Scott. The wheel would even stay attached. There's clearly something broken in the left rear suspension. Haven't seen him off he goes towards the barriers. And did he make contact with the barriers? He might have just done slightly.
Higgins, Street, Charlton Grant up towards Druid. It's anyone's guess. Oh, it's side by side. There's contact. Out goes South Street wide onto the tarmac. Through goes Bosis to Chart.
Esterson out wide. At the inside goes Higgins. As any three, I think, of these 6 cars are going to make it through. Oh, there's contact. That is Esterson over the back of the car in front of him. Bonnie Smith makes a good start. It is not a terrific start from the pole position man. So Benmore Ryan down into second already. Jensen O'Neill going to the outside, and George Fox goes around in front of the pack. And there is carnage going into Paddock Hill Bed. And unfortunately, Flamer Rickler ends up on a roof. There's another car off, and that's O'Neill going again. Jensen O'Neill going off towards the barriers.
With a good one off of past one. That was close for James Pope. He darted out, and here comes also Ryan Michelin. Careful! They both had a little bit of coming together. The marshals have to scramble out of the way to be careful not to. It's
buried, I'm afraid. Now we've got less than a minute to go, so we might end up with. That's a small right off with Dan Lewis. The top 2 in the championship are off at Paddock Hill Bend, and that is that. That is the championship gone surely now.
Teammates you see Ian on the right there in the blues. We get the replay, so they're only a 10th apart. James behind. It's absolutely brutal. They've just caught the end of the tyre barrier. Luckily, I think it's got to be a safety car. Price must have rear-ended, actually in the side, wasn't it? Really late on the brakes. Does well himself, but Ian Campbell, I think, must have suspension damage. So what have we got? John Seal by himself, middle of crane, his car just goes straight. I don't know if that's a car failure, but that is so scary when you think how long he's been crashing for, and then how hard he still hits the barriers.
For the first time, Callum Davis gets up the inside, goes onto the wet part of the road, forces Luke Reed off the racetrack. Nothing Luke Reed could do about that. He had to get out of the way, otherwise he'd made contact, and he ends up in the gravel, and lots of the G40s, if not all of the G40s, are off as well, and Luke Reed comes to grief and rubs against Luke Garlick. And then others have their own incidents, and there were 2 going on at the same time. Ellen Lloyd having one drama with Luke Garlick, and then off the road also go in number 10. Safety car deployed, and Ruben Haig on the inside line just gets up the inside there to move ahead of Conor Garlick, but then there's more mayhem as around goes Callum Davis. The man behind was Luke Garlick, and Jackway just runs wide, keeps his foot in, gets onto the muddy grass, slithers towards the wall and bang. Grazes the front, bounces off it, and all of that somehow keeps Tom Balfe in the lead. Short switches sides, gets up the inside, clatters into the side there of Emma Tomlinson. But he gained the place. He was in a battle with Emma Tomlinson and lost it, looped it, got collected as he spun across the front of Emma Tomlinson's car. We have lost Chase Fernandez, haven't we, out of all of that? While we were looking at the replay, the man that was second, we've lost, and contact there, turns Hopkinson around. Charlie Hart got into the back of him. Hopkinson to the gravel. Day done. Hugo Schwarzer goes all the way around on the outside then as they head onto the top of the crater curve. Some are in the gravel already. Bodywork flies up on the inside. Contact, Schwarzer gets leant on and he gets fired into the gravel. That was by Mikey Porter, who was on the inside line. Gap back to third already, where you've got number 19, which is the, whoops, big drama at the hairpin. I was going to say Mikey Porter's car, but you've lost now.
We look at where that is, it's back here, it's at this group here. Oh, it's like 4 into 1, just doesn't go. So what happened to Cresswell then? Did he have a bad start? Is that why he ended up?
He is not going to be able to move that car. That is going to require some assistance. So Ollie Stewart down the inside, that's a little bit too far for my movement. A second whack for good measure.
Look at the gap he's already pulled in only 3 corners. If he just... someone's massively...
No, it's Bennett. Goodness me. Well, let's take a look at the replay then. So straight over the curve, and you can kind of see... So I'm assuming, like, from that angle, I'm assuming the front wing. Harry Burgoyne Jr. worried about the charge. And there's also Jack Clifford out of nowhere, and it's absolutely taken out. And there's more stuff in the background as that's all kind of unfolded, courtesy of Clifford straight into... this was on the last lap of the race. Bit of a mistake there from Clifford, straight into the side there. And yeah, just a bit of a messy moment.
Queen into second place.
Yeah.
Blakely on the third, and Sid Smith gone off after contact with Kulkarni.
Yeah, but he's going to be in that gravel trap, and unless he can keep this one rolling, we can see here. So Clifford's with Ping.
Ping!
Right into him.
That's fairly clear cut again, I'm afraid, with that kind of... Oh, and he tried to get up the inside of Harry. Oh, he did hit him. He hit him. And, that's what happened. So Theo then hit Kulkarni. Here we go. It's looking in the background. Everyone's side by side. It's hard to see. It's hard to see there. I don't think it'll be... that's big. That's big. That's going to be a safety car or a red flag.
Yeah, that is Zach.
He looked okay. He was moving.
Well, he might have been given guidance from the marshal. We'll see in the back.
He just got on the grass. Massive, massive crash. Again, it's just showing the safety of these cars.
Yeah,
there goes McNeely.
McNeely's gone out wide, so... and he's been hit as well as he was trying to rejoin. And, you know, these cars, whilst there's a lot of spare parts, whilst they're built to... Straight into the back of Hotchin. And that will be Hotchin straight down. You can see he is fuming.
Stick it up the inside into the old hairpin. That's such a quick corner. It's such a long...
Oh, and he's made contact. The pair of them go into the gravel trap, and they're going to drop down the order.
Into turn number 1, it's the ART, it's the MP Motorsport, and it's the Campos 3 do not go into one, and that's 3 cars. Turn 1 together.
What are you doing? There's 3 wide. I was on the inside, what does it matter?
Bustamante sees her coming, but they both lock up. Lowenfoss finds the inside, and there's contact. Lowenfoss and Bustamante.
But certainly was right in amongst it. I called it when it happened. There he is.
Castro gets spun around, and then Scott Noble gets spun around.
Scott Noble gets spun around by James Sofronas all the way off at turn number 11, and more impact. Oh, this is very untidy, and that's a broken radiator for the brightly coloured mystery machine. This is incredible racing. And touch, and Cooper's gone around. And that was, I think that looked a little bit like, that was
Jimmy Liebra.
Jimmy Liebra in the 74. Oh, up in the air. That is Will Martin, and he's clipped Liebra, and they're both going to go off at high speed, and that will be a safety car. That's the Nola Sport machine. And there's the incident just coming into turn 4. The 2 cars side by side.
3 wide into the first corner. Vax tied to the inside, and he's going to get pushed by Carol Bash. And he tags Metler with him as well. And is that Albert Costa that was caught up in that? So Albert Costa has made contact with 2 cars now. And wow. So that's a real shame for our most recent race winner. Squeal and a clunk while we were watching some replays.
Because that's Montemini.
So Montemini's gone round.
Yes. Montemini.
And he's collected the SBS Mercedes Mikel Pitamba.
1.1 seconds in lap 11 and 8.5 tenths in lap 10 as well, as we see, oh goodness me, a real tussle now as we see 2 cars come together, and that's the 19, Pietro Pirolini's gone off. We've got car number 27 and Marco Polcini. That of course being driven by, well, City Series new driver Lucas Dunner.
There's a replay of Sonny Giotto making contact with Lewis Proctor. And yeah, he's not really been obeying the blue flags. He's dropped back to 8th place now behind Sam DeHaan, who has maintained 7th place. So Jedlinski gets into the gravel on the exit of 2 and spears into Frederic Jousset's Kessel Ferrari. That is very, very unlucky for Jousset.
I believe so, 51.
Oh, dear.
Yes, the 51 of Nicola Marinangeli inside, rumbled over the curves. There wasn't a huge amount of room there, to be quite frank, but they did get very close. 4 wide as well, heading through that segment. Ivan Velasco was involved in all this, and it was that collision with Ludwig and Velasco, I think, that teed up that moment.
Yeah.
And 3 cars essentially met each other on the off-road, and the Mercedes was in that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Rosso Corsa having to go over as well. yeah, so they all just collect each other on the way out. And I think this is on board with Leonov. Yes, it is. So he's gone in a little hot there, gone round. So I think that's the Alex Ryman Porsche that had a bit of a touch. Whoa! The Kessel car just came bang into the side.
Last-minute move to the inside. Brown tries to close the door for the long sweeping left-handed contact between the two of them. Can Lewis get the car back on the racetrack? No, he's in the gravel. Still holding on, though, the Macedonian driver. Massively brave. A little bit of contact between the teammates as well. Davidovsky cuts back across the nose of Coronel.
Lights it up, and he's parked it in the gravel in the background. Come on, Lynn. Oh, well done, mate. They went wheel to wheel. There is contact between both the American and English driver. As we get news that the Dutch driver is under investigation for the starting procedure. Contact in the background. Pradell is turned around.
Just threw it around the outside of Lauren Heinrich. This is Arjun Miney with it on board as well, getting stuck in. Van der Linde, right, so Van der Linde was the one that clipped Josefa Vega. So Bortolotti has got to overtake one car at least. That's where the bunch came from. And that departed company with the BMW just before he got to the pit lane entry. So he went into it backwards. That was probably a bit of a blessing. He had no time to slow that car down at all. So side on into the barriers, around again, and all the damage to the right-hand side of the car. The red and blue Ferrari then dives at the inside and goes for it on the way into Mercedes. Flatters into Drudi, is sent into a spin.
22 car who goes out wide. He goes into the gravel trap as well. It was contact with car 18, Emil Yedrum, and he makes an impact with the tyre barrier. And Martin Fulgento, that is the number 9 car. That's been some big contact there. Joachim Bolting, this is going to bring out a safety car, the Overdrive Racing Porsche. Let's just have a look and let's just see what happened there. Now that is the Pro Sport Aston Martin of Celia Martin going spinning. So that was an unrelated incident that I could see, unless it was something that happened and is in the background. The two cars had got together. Nobody is giving up and just driving for the fun of it. They're all out there fighting for position, and that was a car that gets together Tom Wood. There is a car slowing, so we've got a full course yellow that has just come out. We're looking at drama on the hairpin, so a fair bit of contact here. That is Celia Martin, who's got together with Emil Yedrum and the BWT. Let's have a look here. Was there contact or did he lose it? Similar position to the Rodrigo Almeida moment, and there may have been the slightest tap between the two cars. The car does a bit of a tank slapper. We're ready for one last dance in the ADAC GT Masters 2023, and there's collision at the start, and it is Marco Mabelli who held together, looked like with Maxi Goetz, and that is a disastrous moment that was involved there. The three cars getting together, also Sven Muller getting involved, as was the case with Ben Green, and Elias Seppinen doing well to just keep out of that and see what's going on. That's Horst, no, it's the Jonas Greif car getting together with, looks like Michael Essmann, because while the cars are scrapping behind, he's able to break clear now. Van Eindhoven goes wide. Maybe there was a bit of contact with Harry King and Donchev, so that's giving Aushab a bit of breathing space by my calculations. Just to confirm, if the race were to finish now, that is Leon Kerner. Having another look here, Sebastian Frame, he's sort of locking up, and he just collects the back of Vincent Andronarco, so I'm thinking the fluid has probably come from the radiators at the front of the car, and that was a hell of a wallop. So Sebastian Framer just getting it wrong. Identity of the Pro-Am champion, Larry Tenford, looks to have this in hand, and that was a look like Lucas Van Eindhoven going off wide into the fence with the safety car out. Ahmed Al-Shahab leads in the Pro-Am race. Georgi Donchev in second. Third place is Zoran Spreng. By my calculations, this race will probably finish under the safety car.
Kamara tried to do his best, and Tim Tramnitz straightened the car up on the exit of the corner quicker than anyone else. Let's have a look at what happened. So, oh no, that's Emo Fittipaldi Jr. who's ran wide, and Esteban Masson thought he saw a gap on the inside. Diving down the inside of Noah Stromstead. This has been a superb performance for Fluja. Oh no, damage there for the Trident car of Owen Tangavelli. That looks like suspension damage to the front left. Unfortunately, is a car that is going to be going absolutely no further in this race. Let's have a look. There, G4 racing car, Pierre-Alexandre Provost, an ambitious move down the inside. 25 you get for the win, so a win for Camara would be a win for the team's championship, and Valentin Kloos has been spun round. So currently I have it down that RSGP could go and win this championship. Oh, big contact, Esteban Masson into the side of Maya Berg there. Masson came in. There's a chance they'll point the finger at each other there, but it's down at the hairpin. Let's have a look. Oh, to the outside there, Ivan Klemenko. The gap getting closed off, making contact with one of the MP Motorsport cars. Here's another look at it. Airborne going into the corner. Made contact with Javier Sagrera. Has been tagged into a spin, this time by one of the MP cars, which I think was Sagrera.
Side by side now to the green flag. Trouble, Casey Kane and Brad Sweet get together, and Brad Sweet is upside down, Blake Hahn upside down, a huge pileup on the front stretch.
Let's see what happens. So it looks like, I'm going to call it light contact. Anywhere else that would be a little bit heavy wall contact. Allow the 12 to get a lap. Look at the 5 gain to the rear bumper.
Oh, the 5 into the water.
Just way too much speed here.
Bell to the inside of Blaney. He'll try to take second away and sliding in and hitting the walls of 15. The 42's also involved.
See right there.
The 42 into the 6, the 6 into the 1, turns the 1 sideways. And they all, big contact for Brad on that outside line.
And John Hunter Nemechek in that 42 car, that's the first time he's driven that car this year. So, you know, working with a new spotter.
Down the front straightaway, let's take a look. Off into the corner. Yeah, looks like either the right front went down or something in the steering. The toe link broke, I'm not quite sure, but that car goes straight into the fence.
So Dawson Cram goes around.
Yeah, I'm all right.
And that's a bad situation.
Yeah, that's...
left rear wheel is off. Here he's sideways, and the wheel's off. There you see it up against the wall. So lost that wheel, but doesn't have that double zero cleared. Contact in the back. The 16's around.
Get a roll when you can.
Took the car he owns up the racetrack with him. Oh yeah,
Sure
big
enough.
slide and
Yep.
cannonballed up into Josh Berry. Oh yeah, comes up the racetrack. I can't tell who that is and gets a right rear quarter panel. And
sometimes man versus machine can go sideways. Last week, last race, the Talladega, boom, it happens there.
Charlie Plank, amazing, just bounced up, smiled.
No harm, no foul for him, and this just happened moments ago.
Yeah, Memphis Steel Lau.
There's a replay what happened on the front stretch. This was back in the 23rd spot.
Yeah, they were 4 wide there in back of the bike. It looked like Colby Howard probably got it to the outside wall.
Oh, somebody squeezed up. That was Haley squeezing up.
And then moved away and got into the right rear quarter panel.
Ran into the turn 5 far too deep, and the big loser there was Paul Lafargue, losing 3 positions.
He just couldn't rejoin, could he? What happened here? It was Berry on Yelich, on Eastwood rather. Didn't see that. The damage as to what is going to be required here. This is where it happened, and it was way too hot in there for Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, a case of seeing it happen from a long way off, but really powerless.
Get stuck in here.
Now, there was contact between the
Jack
rejoining
Hawksworth.
57 and the Hawksworth are coming together with somebody else. Is that the 20?
No, it was.
Big
I think he was
big
hit by
It's the 20 car to his right-hand side.
Yeah, I think he was hit by the 35.
Down the inside is the Cool Racing car.
Melter Jakobsen up to third in LMP2 Pro.
He's not, because on the fight back was the 3, and now there's been a spin as a result. The grand finale of 2023 season, and now how close do you want it between Neil John? There's contact. There's contact with Joop van Houten, and Johnny tries to get out of it.
So 20 minutes to go, Johnny. See again, skirted through it, and a big hit. Look at the pole go down there.
Short on drive time, and as he comes out of pit road,
he spun it, and he's going to hit the 12 car, and it's a big hit to the 12 car. That car's going to be out of the race as well. Dramas galore, looking as well as to what's going on with LMP2 Pro-Am.
I'm not sure why Alex Lynn is fighting this quite as much. He could have just opened the steering up there. Joop van Houten, it's very difficult to see from that angle because of the spray. They were certainly very close to one another.
I think there was.
I think there was as well, because there's that also some loose bodywork on the rear right corner.
The Galaxy panel, the cheese is dragging on the floor there. There was a hit from the curtains to the rear of the 97 car. That's where the damage has come. Then a second hit as they tried to take. There's the first. And actually, there's the second.
So, MV2S Racing, the 28 and the 29s, don't hit your teammate is rule 1 of motor racing, and that is precisely what's happened at turn 3.
29 hits the inside of the 28, and then to add insult to injury.
The championship leaders, there was contact between he and Torsten Kratz, and that sent the Gerby car into the gravel trap.
Me parece o William, você já viu ele bem, ele fora da pista?
O William e o Mano, se eu não me engano, se envolveram num toque.
Deram uma enroscada, uma trocadinha de tinta.
Mas eu acho que é melhor ainda pro Adolfo, que estava recebendo um calorão ali do Luiz Ferraz e do Franzino. Nossa, capotaço ali.
Nossa, essa é aquela que o piloto desliza. É lógico, vai ter os ralados, né?